Hi, I'm Sunny, and this is my podcast, Creator, Created, Creating. Short and sweet mindset shifts for intentional life creation. So I want to share something that was a perfect example of something that I'm often telling people through my work, which is that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Some things in life are hard. Some things feel hard, but it doesn't have to be hard. It gets to be easier, and you get to have ease no matter what's happening. So my son moved out recently, very recently, and he's in his 20s, and I was noticing that people were telling him when it came time for him to find a place and to move out, because he had decided he wanted to do that, people were telling him that, it's brutal out there. The housing prices are insane. It's going to be like, $1,500 to $2,500 a month. Nobody can afford these prices. Nobody can do it. It's all, all this stuff. And so all these messages of it's going to be really hard. Just prepare yourself, buck up. It's going to be awful. So I just let people say whatever they needed to say. I didn't interrupt anybody because that's not my business. But I quietly later on sent him a text and said, hey, buddy, it doesn't have to be hard. You can let go of what people are saying about it has to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. You are a resource magnet. You can bring to you anything that you need. You've always been that way. Even though he doesn't acknowledge that he's been that way, he does not share my beliefs about things at all, but I see that in him because everybody has that. Everybody has that. Most people just aren't totally in touch with it. But anyway, so I was telling him, basically, it doesn't have to be hard. Let what these people are saying go, and just know that you're a resource magnet. You're going to get everything that you need. All the resources that you need to be able to do this will come to you. It's going to be all right. And I was thinking, he might find a place in, a few weeks, a few months. I didn't know. Within 2 days, this child comes back to me and says he's found a place. It's a room with some friends. He doesn't have to come up with any money for a deposit. It's only going to be $300 or $400 a month. And he's moving out in 2 days. And it's a mile down the street from us. So it's boom, boom, boom. Perfect circumstance just lined right up when everyone was saying oh my God, the housing market and all of this. And I'm not saying that is not true. And I am not saying that is not a reality, but I am saying that it is a powerful thing when you shift your mindset from expectations of this is going to be awful, this is going to be hard, to opening your mind to all possibilities, because that's all it is. All it is you're going from that really constricted viewpoint, which feels man, I'm in big trouble here, to an open mind, which is well, all possibilities exist here. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see if something else is maybe possible. Now, my son doesn't fully believe in manifesting at all. He doesn't follow this, but I know that the power of the suggestion that it doesn't have to be so hard, coupled with his natural magnetism, just lined everything up. He was ready. He decided after many years of indecision, just like me with anything. And you've noticed, we flip and flop in indecision, and that's not a mistake. It's a process that we're going through. And then once you've decided, things just line up and they just they just line up to support you once you've decided. So he decided, but coupled with that wisdom that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be how everyone is saying that it is. Just open your mind. That's all you have to do. You don't have to say, this is going to be easy either. You don't have to do that either. All you have to do is just open your mind. Maybe it isn't going to be really hard. Maybe there's other possibilities here. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to be okay. That's kind of the anchoring nugget that I want you to carry with you always, because that's what always works for me. Is like, either way, I'm going to be okay. Once you have that, then you can detach enough to let the thing float into your reality a little easier than when we're like gripping in fear for our life. So whatever you can do to get yourself out of fear and get yourself into that open-minded space, and that's different things for different people. But I thought just hearing this story would be encouragement and a reminder of the power of that for you. So that's all I had to share about that. What else did I want to share about that? Oh, I guess I could mention that I've been crying for like 2 or 3 days straight ever since he left here. My God. I was not expecting the grief that happened to me when he was gone. I really thought I was going to be more ready and more okay, and like it was going to be not such a huge deal. I hear about like empty nest like all the time because he's our only boy. I had him when I was super young, and he's lived with me and his dad for all these years. But when that day came, man, it hit me like a freight train. So I've been just kind of on and off sobbing, but in the sweetest way, like in this way where I know it's right and I know that he was ready and we were ready, but it's still just it empties a big space that was there, a big space, even though that place that he holds in my heart is always there, no matter where he is in the world, and me parenting him is never going away, no matter where he lives. It was just, wow. Brought my heart to its knees. So yeah, me and Kenny have just been moving through that these last few days, and just so grateful for all the time that we had. It's so weird because like he lived here, but he was on a completely different sleep schedule than us. We never saw him, but the emptiness that I still felt, even though I almost never saw him, even though, we live in this relatively small house together, was just unreal, kind of. But I get it because it's a whole, our energy is like all connected in this way, and I'm holding this energetic space for him being here, and it's just a different connection than it's going to be now, and it leaves this empty space that's going to be filled up with something else beautiful, and he's going to remain in his space always within my heart and in my life, but that portion of our journey together is done for now. You never know what's going to happen, but anyways, so I just thought I'd share that little personal tidbit to any of you mothers out there who may or may not have gone through this yet. Because the thing is, like, that doesn't have to be hard either. Like, I don't experience it as hard. And I guess that might be where I vary from a lot of people. Like, I enjoy all of my life experiences so much, even like my tears and my grief and my sadness. Like, I think they're so beautiful that I don't like have a problem with them. So a lot of times when people are like, are you going to be okay? And what's going on? And do you need to talk about it? And I'm like, no, I really don't need to talk about it. There's nothing that I don't understand here or feel that I need to talk to anyone about. That's just my real and honest experience, that like, I'm just letting these, like the energy of the tears and the emotions just like pour through me. And I'm actually enjoying it. It's actually very sweet. It's very tender and sweet, and I actually love it. And then it'll just pass in its own time. And I know that for other people, a different thing might feel better and feel right. But for me, that's how it feels. And sometimes I make myself wrong about that. So in case you make yourself wrong about that, too, you don't have to make that wrong. And that gets to be easier for you as well. All right. I think that's it for today. Bye. Thanks for joining me today. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, you can find me at sunnychapman.com.